Hello there, everybody. This is King Mac, your friendly hamburger pal. Welcome to this feature presentation on YouTube. Be sure to enjoy a hot, fresh cheeseburger along with some delicious golden French fries, a tasty milkshake, and a nice soft drink. Thank you all for watching, and now sit back and relax and enjoy as Tony here brings you our feature presentation of TTBurger game reviews.
Welcome back, my friends. How are you all doing? You are watching TTBurger game reviews here on YouTube, and I'm your host Tony, bringing you more reviews of the PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 4 video games here for you all on YouTube. And today we have a multi-part review here, episode 245. This will be in 8 parts here, and we are in episode 245, part 1 of 8. 8 parts. Before I get started, I want to give a shout out to Freakin' HD and SubZeroMNX for King Mac, along with the Death of Hyperlamnia, Brickos from Stateside, Black Healer, Megs, the homie RJ, Oz, Gojira, Rockstar Pool, 69, the Sensational Gent, and more and more and more. And today we're going to be talking about a racing franchise that started out back in the 80s on like a computer and stuff like that. The first 3 were on like MS-DOS and everything like that. And then we got to the 4th game on the PlayStation here, and that's what it all leads to. I'm talking about the Test Drive franchise, and the Test Drive franchise needs no introduction. Those of you who played the modern Test Drive games, the Test Drive games in the past, from the PlayStation, PlayStation 2 and stuff like that, and the Xbox and stuff, and of course you got the ones on MS-DOS there and stuff. Test Drive was big and it was everywhere and stuff. And of course you also have the spin-offs too, like of course you got Test Drive Off-Road and stuff like that, and Test Drive Le Mans and stuff like that, Test Drive B-Rally and all that stuff and everything and more. And like I said, this will be in 8 parts. We're talking about 8 Test Drive games. Part 1 we're going to look at Test Drive 4. Part 2, Test Drive 5. Part 3, Test Drive 6. Part 4, Test Drive 2001. Then for Part 5, we're going to look into the Test Drive Off-Road franchise. We're going to look at Test Drive Off-Road for Part 5. For Part 6, Test Drive Off-Road 2. And Part 7, Test Drive Off-Road 3. Then finally, we're going to wrap things up with Part 8 with Test Drive Off-Road Wide Open. And we have a lot to talk about here, so why don't we get started? But go back to the year 1997, the days when 3D gaming was big and inspired, and the PlayStation and 64 were on the rise, and PC gaming was the way it was back then too. We have Test Drive 4 by Accolade for the PlayStation PC, released on September 30th, 1997. Back when I was only 7 years old, back when I was 8 years old, going on 9 years old. Now, Test Drive 4, for the first Test Drive game on the PlayStation, it's an average, mediocre game. I mean, it's not a bad game, just more could have been done with it. There's no replay value once you've seen everything there's to see. Unbalanced difficulty with unfair opponent AI and more makes this an average game at best. I know this was their first time with the PlayStation, but they could have done a lot better in my eyes. Basically, Test Drive 4, you pick a car and a race, and the vehicles range from Dodge Viper, Chevrolet Corvette, Chevy Cobra, and more. But I'm going to use the Dodge Viper because that's the main car and everything like that. And you pick your mode, and then we're off. Starting off with Test Drive 4, you notice that the game's graphics are average. They're not aged all the well. When you look at like the car models, such, they look just like blocks. The opening cutscene looks good, but that is saying much. And also the frame rate does not really hold up here at all. And this is where the problems begin. The opponent AI is very rubber band. They will take off much faster than you, not crash into anything, and they will be perfect spot on. It even makes matters worse that the traffic also get in your way, and they can hit you too. And when you crash, it takes like a good 30 seconds or so to get situated. And by the time it takes things to get better, you'll be far behind the other racers. It's like everyone in each track is mainly out to get you, and no one else. Even the cops will bust you too, and only you, no one else. I forgot to mention that you have cops here that'll try to pull you over. They catch you speeding or so, and if they pull you over, you have to stop for like about 10 seconds or so, and then you take back off. And like on top of that, the tracks are long and boring. They go on and on. Like they do not add anything new to the 5 tracks here. And the modes range from single race, challenge cup, championship cup, and more, but they all play the same. I turned off the traffic at times when playing the races because the traffic just made everything worse. But I have footage with and without the traffic to show you how it works with both options. The game has average sound as well. Only 3 or 4 songs and loop constantly over and over, and I can't play them because of copyright reasons, so just look them up on YouTube. I'm sure they're there. The vehicles, when you hear the engine going off, they have this like weird squeaky sound to them, like a baby toy that squeaks nonstop, like one of those bathtub toys that the little kids use, like rubber ducky stuff. It's like you're hearing that when the engine goes off and stuff, and it's hard on the ears for sure. And the vehicles themselves do not handle well at all. They handle more like inflatable rafts in a swimming pool that hit a wall and they just stop and keep going like that, and just have that very wobbly feel to them, like with a motor on them, stuff like that. Just have this wobbly feel to them where they turn and crash. No matter what you do, you will not be able to win a race because the AI is way too strong and overpowered. The best you'll probably do is like 4th place or so, but the best I usually got is like 5th or 6th and stuff. But I got 4th one time, but the AI always beat me. And after that, you can check out the multiplayer and other mode stuff, but they all feel the same. I know this was the first PlayStation test drive game, but it was not paused well, and improvements are definitely need to be made next. It's not an abysmal game, nor a terrible game or horrible game. It's a mediocre average game at best. Test Drive 4 can be worth checking out, and you might want to rent it aside from all that. There's nothing else that this game offers except from what it showed. Final thoughts: if you want to see how Test Drive turns out on the PlayStation, then it does have some game in there, it's kind of marred with some of the problems there. I give Test Drive 4 a 5.5 out of 10 because of the problem. Could have been better, could have been worse, just mediocre average at best. And that's it for episode 245, part 1 of 8. Stay tuned for part 2. We're going to take a look at Test Drive 5, which was released around the same time Test Drive Off-Road came out and stuff like that. How does this game fare? Well, find out next. All I gotta say, be sure to subscribe and hit the links there to join my Facebook group, my Discord group, and my Facebook page stuff if you want to get updates and stuff, and just more and more. And also just comment down below if you like the video and everything. Which all I gotta say is Tony, peace out, have a great day, see you all in my review of Test Drive 5 on the PlayStation. Take care, everybody.